made sacrifices. So many sacrifices. Straight up. I done gave up so much free time, knowing time ain't free. I sacrificed it.
Hello, everybody. I'm Larry Ridley. Welcome to Madden 18 on EA Sports. Anticipation is mounting for today's game, and we've got two quarterbacks looking to make an impact. It's Wilson Seahawks going up against Bortles' Jaguars.
Larry, the fans in teal and black are ready to lock down the bank as you get a look inside Everbank Field in Jacksonville, Florida. A few minutes prior to us coming on air, this crowd was jolted into action with the introduction of these Jaguars. They're set for football as the Jags are ready to match up with the Seattle Seahawks. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line.
Right. He's tight right here. He's tight on the right. Here we go now. Left, green.
A first carry for Leonard Fournette. And he'll get about 3 here as he's out to the 30. Speaking of, Leonard Fournette had the ankle injury in last week's game. Good news, though, he's on pace to play against Indianapolis in the coming week.
And how excited are the Jaguars to get that news, because he's been an absolute wrecker when he's had the football in his hands. 90-yard touchdown run in the game last week. 75-yard touchdown run this past week. And that is a big man. What do they say? A full-grown man carrying the football. And Kareem Hunt, who has set the pace for rookie runners, Leonard Fournette's now within 34 yards of the pace that Hunt is setting. One thing rookies need to learn at this level, and quick: make a cut, be decisive, and go. Because in college, you could dance around and wait for a hole to open because you're probably a better athlete than most of the guys on the field, but not on the NFL level.
Here's Bortles to throw. Escaping the pressure right. Hard throw, incomplete.
Now, that's a great opening series defensively. You force what should be a 3-and-out on your opening possession.
And great coverage there on third down to force the incompletion to set up fourth. So on fourth down, here's Brad Nortman on to punt it away. Back deep for the Seahawks, the all-pro returner from 2015, Tyler Lockett. This is taken at about the 14. A big kick there. We'll call it 56 yards on the punt. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. Here's Thomas Rawls with his first carry. And he goes nowhere. He'll lose yardage back at the 17. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
Every year I go to the combine and marvel at the speeds that linebackers are running nowadays. They run like DBs. And let's face it, they know how to finish plays too. Eyes up, head up, run right through them.
The ball popped in the air and intercepted. Picked off by Tashawn Gibson. And his guys are going to at their own 48-yard line.
Way to go, guys. Ace! Check 49, check 49. Ace! There we go now.
They'll start out on the ground. It's Leonard Fournette. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. The Jags picking up the first down there, a gain of 12.
And Leonard Fournette impressing there with that run. It's hard to believe that no Jacksonville Jaguar has broken 1,000 yards since Maurice Jones-Drew in 2011. That Leonard Fournette be that guy.
Even with the ankle injury last year at LSU, still averaged 6.5 yards per carry.
And absolutely intimidated opposing defenses. A lot of guys simply didn't want to tackle him.
Tight end right. Left. Ready. 39.
On second down, here's Fournette. And there is nowhere for him to cut back as he's taken down in the backfield. They'll lose a yard, and it brings up third.
Yeah, and that was a safety that came through and made the play. But there's no doubt in my mind, he hits like a linebacker. And we see a lot of that in today's NFL, don't we?
And that time, we do indeed a big hit for a loss. Bortles going to throw. Steps away to his left. And incomplete. He had nowhere to throw, so he just tossed it away. But that brings up fourth.
I'm not sure we could spot any tendency here on this third down. They could have run it or passed it. Either one was available. They chose to try and get it through the air, but they were unsuccessful.
And no move to get the offense off the field. They're going on 4th and 5.
Tight right. Here we go.
They'll go for it. It's Bortles. He's got the hook up to Lee. And he gets this one all the way down inside the 15, just shy of the 10. It's a gain of 24 that time. And it's good enough for a Jacksonville first. They go back to the ground now with Fournette. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Well, if the coaching staff's doing a good job upstairs, they'll file away what they just saw from the defense right there. They sold out to stop that running play. I'd say keep that in mind. They want to try that again. Go play action and hit them over the top.
Second down following the run.
Watch tight. Tight end's right. Watch tight. Tight end's right.
And they're definitely showing blitz here. Now Bortles eluding the pressure into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. It's the Pro Bowl cornerback, Richard Sherman. Oh, we got a second here before this next drive starts. It seems like every week we're talking injuries, and we had 3 quarterback shoulder injuries from this last week.
Yeah, and it's really unfortunate because we're talking about some of the most recognizable players in the league. Jameis Winston really coming on as a young quarterback. Trevor Siemian, captain of the Denver Broncos, and won the job for a second year in a row. And, of course, Aaron Rodgers may be the best quarterback in the league. You know, Rodgers probably gone for the season. Winston, I think they could have brought him back, but they were cautious with him and kept him out of the game. And Siemian did play in the second half in their loss to the Giants.
Yeah, that's the good news. 2 of the 3 able to return. Unfortunately for Rodgers, not looking so good. Now flags will come in. I think this one's going to be on the defense for jumping. Well, they didn't really have to earn that first down, did they?
Well, they're not having to earn much, are they? Back-to-back penalties. First was 1st and 5, and now they give them a first down.
They go play action here on first down. He's going to air one out. And that's caught inside the 35. And all the way down to the 29. It's a big hook up there. Wilson to Baldwin. 41 yards. They'll throw on first down with Wilson. And this one is incomplete.
This defense is not going to make it easy for you. They're a physical group, and we just saw it there on that play. It came in, made the contact, just as he's trying to haul it in.
Tight end right.
On second down, rolls. And he'll get about 4 as he's brought down at the 24.
Well, that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively.
And he's got it. Caught in the end zone for the Seahawk touchdown. Tyler Lockett, a 24-yard touchdown. And the Seahawks have taken a first quarter lead. And this will give the Seahawks a 7-0 lead. Here's Walsh now to kick this one off. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. Well, before this next offensive drive gets going, we still have two 0-6 teams in the NFL, the 49ers and the Browns. And you're looking at me because I know you made a prediction that one of these two teams would win this past week.
Yeah, we had the Giants in there going into it as well, right? We had the Giants, 49ers, and Browns. And I predicted that the Browns would be the first to get off the schneid. Instead, it was the Giants. So the Browns looking at me a little crooked eye. Aren't they? Like, hey, just leave us alone and let us play. Don't make any more predictions, man.
And he'll be shoved to the turf that time. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down. A fake to Fournette. Now it's Bortles to throw. He's got his man on the crossing route. And he'll be out of bounds up past the 45. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
Too tight. Hey, we got blue, 45. Left. Kill.
Alongside the former defensive back Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. It's Jaguar football as we begin quarter number 2. And the offense lining up 1st and 10. Now a play fake here on 1st down. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete. That pass going awry gives me a second to fit in a stat that you told me. The 3 worst rushing offenses in the NFL this past week, Charles, all had 100-yard runners, and they all got a win.
Yeah, how about the motivation for a couple of them, too? Adrian Peterson going to the Cardinals. He had a lot to prove, didn't he? He wanted to let everyone know that he still had the juice, and he ran all over Tampa Bay. How about Miami? Going into Atlanta and upsetting the Falcons, and Jay Ajayi got back on track. But did you have Orleans Darkwa of the Giants putting a 100 spot on the Denver Broncos in Denver
I would be
and
lying.
winning?
I did not have that.
You did not have
no.
that. Just think, all 3 of them won their game. Yeah, if you run the football in the league, you've got a chance to be successful. I tell you, Brandon, this defense is playing with some confidence. Haven't allowed a point yet. Flying to the football. I'm telling you, it's almost 11 to the ball on every snap. Another nice job there to force an incompletion.
Throwing his Bortles on 3rd down. Buying time to his left. Airing it out for Hearns. And incomplete. He can't hang on. Would have been a nice catch. Instead, it brings up a 4th down. I know he wants to get his team back in the game, but a 50-50 ball right there that maybe was a little questionable.
Yeah, he's pretty lucky to get that one back. I think that sometimes these quarterbacks play with a lot of confidence that borders on arrogance, and that can put your team in some Dutch.
Yeah, especially maybe want to look at some safer routes after the interception he had that ended their last drive. Rolling to his right. He rifles one that's intercepted. Shaquille Griffin with a pick. And they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line.
Well, I get what he was trying to do. He was moving to his right and trying to shift the coverage, but instead he shifted the coverage also to the right and threw right into it for an interception.
I got you, boy. Giant, blue 15.
After the interception, here's Wilson. That's complete. It's Rawls. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage It'll be back at the 36. Now Wilson on second down. Looking left-sided, he's got a man. It's Richardson. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. The reception good for 7. It's third down.
Watch right, watch right.
Front it. Shot. Blue 15.
What we got? What we got?
Shotgun. Wide 90.
SOS.
Let's go.
On third down, Procise. They give him 14 yards that time and a fresh set of downs.
Hey, big job right here.
That's quite a spot there for his first carry of the game, but obviously they had plenty of faith in him, didn't they?
No question about it. And here, why not go with the fresh legs? Able to push forward, pick up that first. He lets it fly for Lockett. So they took a shot on first down, but couldn't connect. They're going for a receiver there. Already has 1 touchdown in this first half. A second one not to be.
I like where their headspace is, though. I mean, I really like the thought process, right? You got a guy who's already scored one, right? You want to go back to him, continue the hot hand, and make them adjust to you defensively. I like what they were trying to get done, even though they weren't successful.
Watch right.
Sorry. Green 80.
Following the penalty, it's Rawls. And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30. 8 yards on the pickup there, and it moves the sticks.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to get
into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 22. And he'll take this all the way down inside the 40. And before Jacksonville takes the next snap on offense, discuss what they've got coming up. They've got a chance because it's a pretty favorable schedule the next 6 weeks. You and I were looking at it the other day.
It certainly is. And remember, they're in a 3-way tie for first in the AFC South right now at 3-3. So you mentioned that favorable schedule. At Indianapolis, home against the Bengals, home against the Chargers, at Cleveland, at Arizona, home against the Colts again. If someone wants to take charge of this division, and if that someone is indeed Jacksonville, here's their opportunity.
And, boy, the fans in North Florida are hungry for it. He was looking to get it to Allen Hurns that time, and that'll bring up second down.
Well, one thing that I've liked defensively is that they've shown him a lot of different looks here in the first half. They've come after him. They've sat back. I think that's what you need to do to keep an offense guessing.
And they certainly have kept him on their toes. That's why they haven't had much success on the scoreboard. Forced out to his left. It goes as a loss of 6. And now third down. The Jaguars on third down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd and 16.
Green, 90. Watch twist. Black 58, rail. Black Z.
To throw, it's Bortles. Flushed out right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up fourth down.
Sure, that pass was incomplete as they made an attempt to get a big one downfield. But that's okay because the second part of that is if you don't get the completion, at least you've told the defense you're trying to stretch them out a little bit, and they may have to change accordingly.
The offense going to stay out there. They've converted once, failed once. What can they do here on fourth down?
Here we go now. Green, 90. Right there. Green, 90. Z. He can't handle it.
On play action, it's Bortles. Steps away. Now he's going to let it go deep, back over the middle. And for the third time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off inside the 10. And he's going to get this one to the 23-yard line.
I think that interception happened for two reasons. Quarterback gets outside the pocket and panics a little bit, and receiver doesn't make sure he's absolutely in an open spot. So there's a guy lurking, took the ball from him.
So don't wave your arms, right, as a receiver if you're not wide open.
Got to know that you're open. Otherwise, just don't do it.
It got his man complete. And all the way down to the 24-yard line. It's a big hook up there. Wilson to Baldwin. 52 yards. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. Wilson. They'll roll him out right. And Wilson's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked off at the 11. And this one will be brought back to the 22. 2 minutes remain here in the first half. Back with more from Jacksonville. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back after this.
Check 26. V. Black 58. 36.
They begin with a run by Fournette. And he'll go down right at the 30-yard line. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
I think it's pretty good strategy. If you throw interceptions on back-to-back drives, let's see if the running backs can handle the ball a little bit, get things going. And also, you motivate your offensive line. I think they're in the mood to fire out and hit someone.
I thought the defense, though, might be a little more prepared for that run. Pretty good gain on the ground.
Woo! Yeah, baby! Tight end's Ringo. Tight end's on the Ringo. Tight end's on the Ringo.
They go play action for Yeldon. Now it's Bortles. Flip, and he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Frank Clark in there to get him for a loss of 5. Well, they go play fake. The problem is nobody was faked out.
And when no one's faked out, what's the end result? Quarterback gets hit.
Now Bortles throwing on 2nd down. Dancing to his left. Completes it left side to the tight end Lewis. A really good pickup of 28 yards. Well, even after all those interceptions, he's not deterred, still confident to go deep at work there.
I think all the old rules about playing that position still apply. If things go wrong, you still act like you're the best player out on the field. You still carry that supreme arrogance with you and continue to fire the ball. I've seen guys have games like this, and this is where you find out if you're great or not. Can you overcome some interceptions and still lead your team to victory?
Tight end's right.
They fake the handoff. Now Bortles. Now he'll let it go deep right side. And, it'll be intercepted. It's the Pro Bowl cornerback, Richard Sherman.
That's right.
We haven't even escaped the first half, and he's already thrown 4 picks.
And, Brandon, back in the good old days, probably back before you were born, if your starter threw 4 in the first half, he might throw 8 or more for the game because they weren't going to pull it out. But nowadays, the patience level isn't quite there. He's going to have to make some real adjustments.
And that's caught inside the 35. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. And the Seahawks get the quick strike touchdown. And that'll give them a 2-score lead here, but I'm looking ahead. They just want to hold it for the final moments here in the second quarter. They don't want to give up anything on the other side.
No, not at all, because if they don't, it almost had the feel of an imposing their will score. And right now, they want to make sure they keep that and carry it into the second half.
Here's Walsh now to kick this one off. That'll be taken in the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have stayed where he was, as he'll only get back to the 16-yard line. The Jaguars offense now heads back onto the field. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board.
He's tight right here. He's tight on the right. Tight on the right. Here we go now.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Being chased out left. Now he'll turn and throw deep back to the other side of the field. Incomplete. And we're down to 8 seconds now. I hate to sound really negative, but at this point, an incomplete pass, almost a moral victory that it's not picked off.
Well, you may hate to sound negative, but that was negative.
It was very negative, I know, but all these first-half interceptions, it's been tough to watch.
Yeah, couldn't find a silver lining in this one. Much more like lead.
Now Bortles steps away to his left. Now he's going to throw deep back over the middle. And that is incomplete. That's it for the first half. 2 more quarters to go. We'll have plenty more to see after the break. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon. So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. On the return, the All-Pro 2 years ago, Tyler Lockett. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. The Seahawks offense now, they get set to go back to work. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? I mean, they score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, you feel like you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
Still third quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
Second and 10 now. Wilson going to Rawls on the dump off. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. He'll get just a yard on the scramble. It's second down.
How about a tip of the cap to the defense? They're working against a very mobile quarterback, but all day long they kept him under wraps. And on that play, they held him to a short gain.
And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. 5 yards on the pickup, and that'll bring up a third down.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
Escaping the pressure right. The rushing numbers for Wilson may be down from earlier in his career, but he's still a threat to go, showing it there, picking up the first down. Now Wilson on first down. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Tashawn Gibson. And this one will be returned to right around the 38-yard line. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
That happened before?
No, I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
And he's going to be stopped up quickly here. Just a yard up to the 39.
Defenses always talk about earning the right to rush the passer on third down. And you know what offenses want? Win first down so they can set things up for themselves better.
And that wasn't helpful there. Not a big impact on first down. Again, it's Fournette. He'll get about 3 as he's brought down right around the 42.
Doesn't matter who you're rooting for in this game. The effort of the man with the football, getting away from one and trying to turn forward and get some yardage, I really liked what he did there.
The Jaguars on third down. Not good. 0 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. Throwing is Bortles. Buying time to his left. Now he's hit, and Bortles fumbled. It's loose, and the Seahawks have picked it up past the 20, and they bring this one back. It's a fumble recovery and a Seattle touchdown. The offense, they've had some sloppy moments. Sloppy there again on that one, and it could be the backbreaker.
From a defensive perspective, if the offense is going to be sloppy, you've got to take advantage of that, and that's what they've done all game long.
And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. And they weren't on the sidelines for long, but I'll tell you what, I'm glad you and I weren't down there. We could hear them, the coaches from all the way up here. They were adamant, you've got to hold on to the football or else we have no hope.
Yeah, it's easy for me to laugh sitting up here, but you're exactly right. If we were down there, that message would have been received a whole different way. Because turnovers, they've been a big problem for them. Got to take care of the football. Got to hold on to it.
It'll be a loss of a yard, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11.
Watch out, watch out.
Slow. There we go now.
You got tape.
They keep it on the ground. This time it's Fournette. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. It'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll make it 3rd down.
Look, the first down marker is out there, but sometimes it's hard to find for an offense when they're in a long yardage situation, which usually means throw the football. In this case, they went against the tendency and ran it, and boy, the reward was there. A big pickup, and guess what? It's now 3rd and very short in order to try and pick up a first down.
Now Leonard Fournette, and they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 10 yards there, good enough for a Jags first down.
Here we go now.
That's what love the run right there. This guy's known for his quickness, but also for his speed. He's able to get to the second level almost before you blink if you give him any type of blocking. Always talk about slot receivers, and they're usually known as quicker than fast. In this case, we've got a guy who's quick and fast, and he used it to great advantage.
Possible run anticipation here as the D-line sandwiches together. Bortles on the give to Fournette. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. 7 yards there, good enough to move the sticks.
Back.
Yeah, once more, strong running, excellent blocking at the point of attack. They've got a nice little drive brewing right here.
Ready. Slow.
Baby.
Left. Hut.
Now they run with a backup. It's Chris Ivory. And he's going to take it down to about the 35 here. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be 2nd down.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
On 2nd down, Ivory. And some Chris Ivory off to the races. Touchdown, Jaguars. Chris Ivory, 35 yards. And the Jaguars get a score closer. That's the score you felt they had to have here in the 3rd quarter to get back in this game.
And you know that there was an emphasis on their side. Hey, we know this. We know where we are. But sometimes that binds you up so much that you try too hard, you don't get the score. A perfect combination of urgency, yet relaxed enough to get it done.
Tyler Lockett now with a return. And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line. Here come the Seahawks now, set to take over on offense. They had that first half lead, but they have been shut down here in this 3rd quarter, so time to retool a bit.
And probably need to tap into that emotional vein that gets them back to really playing hard and effectively. Because a lot of times we think it's just play calls and this isn't working and they're shutting them down. Sometimes when you get a lead, you lose your edge. You don't play quite as hard. That's what they're looking for here.
Trying to get that edge back as they've watched this lead shrink a little. And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Now let's see who this is on. So that flag will cost him 15.
And it doesn't matter anymore how you get the face mask. Any part of it, that's going to be 15 yards.
Check three. Hatchet.
They stay on the ground. Rolls again. And he takes it across midfield to the 45. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. Back now in Jacksonville. The Seahawks on third down. A perfect 3 for 3 as they look to keep that streak going. This time they face a 3rd and 2. They run with a power back. Rawls. And some good tackling there as he stopped up at about the 41. It'll be called a gain of 2, and that'll leave them with some options here on 4th and inches.
Gun. 51, Mike. Mike 51.
Sorry.
4th down. Here's Wilson. He's going to have his running back. It's complete. And he gets it to the 34. Good enough for the first. It's an 8-yard pickup, and they're able to convert here on 4th and inches. First down, this is Rawls. Works his way inside the 30 on a pickup of 4. Now, I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely, you want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge. It's a lot of contact going on there, and in the end, unable to keep 2 hands on the football and bring it into his body.
Everything looked pretty good until the finish.
Tighten up. Tighten up.
Spot that.
Under crunch.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. It's a gain of 5, and now the question, will the offense stay out there on 4th and 1?
This team doesn't mind running the ball in any situation, and I thought he was going to get the first down the way the play developed, but the defense closed in and stopped him just about a yard short.
Pete Carroll rolled the dice, but it didn't work out. And the Jaguars are going to take possession here on the turnover on downs. Start out on the ground. It's T.J. Yeldon trying to bounce it outside, but he's only able to get it back to the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. So 2nd and 10 here.
Black 58 rail. Black 58 rail. Here we go. Black 58 rail. Black 58.
They'll run it again with Yeldon. And he got blown up on that play. Back at the 20. He'll wind up losing 3. And now it's 3rd down.
Oh, partner, that play brought back memories. Watching them string it out, letting the runner get all the way to the sideline area, but not letting him get out of bounds. They formed that picket fence and didn't allow him through.
Not only that, got him for a loss as well here. And one of the reasons they lead in the 4th quarter, plays like that.
Yeah, took a little more time off the clock, making him do it that way, didn't they?
And he'll be taken down here at about the 23-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup there. It's 4th down. Well, look at the clock. You're down 2 scores. Have to go for this, don't you?
And they thought that as soon as they took over possession. It didn't matter where they were on the field. They were always going to be in 4-down territory. Backed up, in good situation, it didn't matter. So they've been preparing for that on their play sheet the entire time.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. They'll go with a big bank Fournette. And this doesn't end well at all as they stop him far behind the line to gain. The Jags come up empty on 4th down. And the Seahawks, they'll get the football back in outstanding field position. And they'll start this drive with very good field position. A 10th carry for Thomas Rawls. And he's going to take this one down to about the 23-yard line. A gain of 3, 2nd down. And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all 3 still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time, and that means you've got to stop them on defense, not give up the yardage, use your timeouts in order to get the ball back and try and score yourself. But now is the time to start using those timeouts.
And keep in mind, it'll also stop the clock at the 2-minute warning. And the Seahawks on 3rd down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. Wilson. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And able to get this down inside the 15 to either the 13 or 14 before he's out of bounds. 9 yards on the play and a first down. Well, probably the only thing he did wrong there was go out of bounds, nursing this fourth quarter lead. You want to stay in, eat the clock.
Yeah, you got to love the effort, the catch, the extra yardage, but you got to know the situation. Stay in bounds, young man.
This is Rawls. And he's going to get about 4 down inside the 10 to the 9. Able to stay in bounds, so the clock keeps rolling. And this defense right now backed up in the red zone. Another touchdown, it's over. They've got to stand tall quickly.
Been in this spot before. Now there's a little bit desperate.
Jaguar pressure and a Jaguar sack. Calais Campbell in there to get him for a loss of 5.
Sometimes I watch games and wonder why they use play fakes on certain passing situations because it's not going to fool anyone. I don't know if that was the case here, but the end result was the same. No one fooled. Quarterback was hit.
He will push his way down to about the 14. Just a yard on the run there, and that's going to bring us to a 4th down. Time for a break. We'll come back to wrap this one up after this. So the D-line's going to spread out. They're going on 4th down. It's Wilson. And that is incomplete. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And the Jaguars are going to take possession here on the turnover on downs. Out comes the Jacksonville offense as they get set to take over here. And this offense last time turned it over, went for it on 4th, didn't get it. They're lucky, though, because no points against the team on the board, but we'll see how they respond.
Yeah, they've got to get a lot of credit to their defensive teammates, don't they? They had their backs on that last series, and because they did so, that allows the coach to still stay aggressive on offense and maybe go for it again in a similar situation.
I was going to say maybe makes that offense feel good when you know you've got a defense making stands like that.
Yeah, that'll loosen up things a little bit, won't it? Maybe you'll play a little bit better the next time you have the ball.
And the D-line pinching together must be expecting the run.
Don't let 89 go deep. Whatever you do, don't let 89 go deep. Left. Ace.
Right now, you better bring it.
Now a play fake. Bortles. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that's caught inside the 30. It's a big play for the Jaguars. 57 yards.
Let's face it, it's tough to defend guys just in regular time. But when they get extra time, when the guy maneuvers outside of the pocket, that's just almost unfair because now trying to stay with the receiver, very, very difficult to do, and a big play is often the result.
And he's going to bring this one down to right about the 20-yard line. A good run there on 1st down, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 2.
Hey. We got 4.
So this brings up a 2nd and 2.
Tight end left. Here we go now. 4 down, 45. Slow. Check 15.
Play action. Now it's Bortles. Eluding the pressure right. And he just chucked that one out of bounds, out of everyone's reach. Maybe a wise call not to take a sack in this part of the field. It brings up 3rd down.
Oh, I like that right there. Not only was it the right play, throwing it away like that, frankly, I think it was the only play.
Yeah, got outside of the pocket, realized he had nothing, just chucked it free.
Yeah, live to fight another down, right?
Bortles looking to throw on 3rd and 2. And this is intercepted, but they'll say out of bounds. So very close to a turnover there in the end zone.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. Now Bortles, got to have this one. Rush coming, and he's taken down. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and that's going to be just about all she wrote for this one.
Check 51. Check 51.
Oh, Wilson going to throw. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And that one drops to the ground. Incomplete. Clock stops here just inside of 20 seconds, 19 left.
Well, the obvious goal is to try and score a touchdown, but at the least, adding to a pretty big yardage total for his intended receiver there, huh?
Yeah, well, when you got a guy over 150 yards, keep chucking it deep to him, I guess.
Yeah, no doubt about it. You can get it to him short.
And the Jags get to him as down he goes. Calais Campbell in there to pick up his second sack now of the afternoon.
Big jumbo. Big jumbo. Big jumbo.
3rd and long. It's Wilson. And now here is another interception. Picked off at the 24. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Well, don't change that channel just yet. This one may have gotten a bit more interesting.
Put down the remote, put down the clicker. This one looked like it was over. It looked like they were ready to seal the deal. But in doing so, by pitching it around a little bit, it cost.